Welcome back to Talk Tickers. Today, we're going to be going through Booking Holdings Q4 2024 earnings call.
Yeah, big one. Booking Holdings, the travel giant behind Booking.com, Priceline, Kayak. I mean, if you've booked travel online, you've probably used at least one of their services.
Oh, for sure. And they had a pretty strong finish to 2024. Room nights booked were up 13% year over year.
Yeah, that's impressive, especially when you consider how much the travel industry has already rebounded in the past few years.
Yeah, it really is. So it seems like demand for travel is still really strong globally, and Booking Holdings is obviously taking advantage of that.
Yeah, and one of the things I found interesting is that the growth wasn't just limited to like one region, right? Like every single major region they operate in saw double-digit growth. Europe, Asia, the rest of the world, even the US.
So they're not just relying on hotels anymore, though, right?
No, they're really pushing towards this connected trip vision, right? Where they want to be your one-stop shop for everything, travel, flights, ground transportation experiences, you name it.
So instead of having to piece together all the different parts of your trip, you could potentially just book your entire trip through Booking Holdings.
Exactly. And it looks like it's resonating with travelers because their connected trip transactions grew over 45% in Q4.
Wow, that's a huge jump. What do you think is driving that growth? Is it just pent-up demand, or is there something more to it?
I think it's a little more nuanced than that. One of the major factors, I think, is their investments in AI.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they're using AI for everything from personalized trip planning to enhanced customer service. They're even partnering with some of the major players in the AI field to build what they're calling a travel vertical specific AI agent.
Okay, that sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
What exactly does a travel vertical specific AI agent do?
So basically, it means they're developing an AI that really deeply understands the complexities of travel. Think about things like visa requirements, constantly fluctuating flight prices, finding the best ramen shop in Kyoto. It's like having a personal travel expert available 24/7.
Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty compelling value proposition for travelers. It seems like Booking Holdings is trying to personalize travel on a massive scale.
Exactly. And that personalization also extends to the financial side of things. Booking Holdings is handling more and more payments directly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, in 2024, their merchant gross bookings made up 59% of the total.
So are they essentially moving towards becoming more like a travel bank, where they handle the entire transaction from booking to payment?
It's a pretty bold move, but it definitely makes sense strategically. I mean, handling the payments gives them more control, more flexibility, and it potentially opens up new revenue streams down the line.
Yeah, I can see that. Like special deals, streamlined payment processes, maybe even travel-focused financial products in the future.
Exactly. It's like they're building a whole travel ecosystem, not just a platform for booking travel.
Makes sense. And it looks like their Genius loyalty program is playing a key role in this ecosystem, too.
Yeah, it's not just about getting free Wi-Fi in your hotel anymore. They're expanding it to reward frequent travelers across all of their services, flights, car rentals, the whole 9 yards.
So they're creating a network of travel perks to encourage loyalty and repeat bookings.
Exactly. And it seems to be working. Over 30% of their active users are already in those higher Genius tiers.
Wow.
And those users tend to book more often, and they book directly with Booking Holdings. So it's a win-win.
Speaking of winning, Booking Holdings also seems to be doing really well in the alternative accommodation sector.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Their listings for vacation rentals and those types of properties are way up. And in Q4, room nights booked in that category grew by 19%.
That's incredible. They're attracting new users and really giving their competitors a run for their money.
For sure.
So they're performing well across the board: travel AI payments, loyalty programs, alternative accommodations, but they're also focusing on operational efficiency, right?
Right. They announced a restructuring plan to try and streamline their operations, and they're hoping to save between $400 and $450 million annually.
Wait, so they're cutting costs while they're simultaneously investing in all these new initiatives. How are they managing that?
Well, it's a bit of a balancing act, but they are transforming and saving, but they're also reinvesting $170 million back into those strategic initiatives like AI, the connected trip, and their fintech platform.
That definitely signals confidence in their future growth.
It does, doesn't it?
They're not just reacting to trends, they're actively trying to shape the future of travel. I mean, before we dive deeper into all of this, we should probably take a moment to just recap what we've covered so far.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We've covered a lot of ground already, and there's still a lot more to unpack. But yeah, Booking Holdings Q4 performance was really strong. They're investing heavily in AI and this connected trip vision, and they're taking steps to optimize their operations.
It really is shaping up to be a fascinating deep dive into the world of travel and technology. Why don't we take a quick pause here and then we'll come back and explore some of these trends in more detail.
Booking Holdings Q4 performance, I mean, it was really impressive, right? Their revenue and earnings, they exceeded analyst expectations, and they saw strong growth in key metrics like room nights booked and gross bookings.
Yeah, it's really interesting that they're able to achieve this level of growth at the same time that they're implementing these cost-saving measures. I mean, their restructuring plan is going to save them a significant amount of money annually.
Yeah, that restructuring plan is definitely a key part of their strategy. They're streamlining their operations, but like I said before, they're also reinvesting those savings into those strategic areas. AI, the connected trip experience, their fintech platform.
So it's not just about cutting costs, it's about reallocating resources to kind of fuel that future growth.
Exactly. They're essentially doubling down on their vision for the future of travel. They see AI as like a game changer, and they are committed to becoming the go-to platform for that seamless, personalized travel experience.
So let's talk more about this connected trip vision, because it is a really compelling concept. But there are other major players in the travel industry, right? So how does Booking Holdings differentiate themselves in such a competitive landscape?
Well, one of the things that sets them apart is their focus on creating a truly integrated travel experience, right? It's not just about offering flights, hotels, and rental cars separately. It's about weaving all of those things together into a cohesive journey for the traveler.
So imagine booking a flight through Booking.com, and then the platform automatically suggests hotels near your destination, transportation options from the airport, maybe even personalized recommendations for restaurants and activities based on your preferences.
Exactly. That's the idea. They're aiming to connect all the dots for the traveler, make the planning process so much easier, and make the travel experience itself more enjoyable.
It almost sounds like a digital version of those old school travel agents, but with like the power of AI and a vast global network.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy. They're using technology to provide that level of personalized service that you could once only really get through human interaction.
And it seems like their AI initiatives are really at the heart of this whole strategy. We talked earlier about that travel vertical specific AI agent. Can you kind of elaborate on how this AI could actually impact a traveler's experience?
Okay, so imagine an AI that not only understands all of the logistics of travel, right? The flights, the hotels, the transportation, but it also learns your individual preferences over time.
So it remembers your favorite airlines, your preferred seating, your tendency to book last minute deals on certain days of the week.
Exactly. It anticipates your needs and it proactively offers solutions before you even realize you need them. That's the level of personalization they're going for.
It's almost like having a personal travel assistant in your pocket that knows all your habits and anticipates your every desire. That could be a major game changer for the whole travel industry.
Oh, it absolutely could. And we also can't forget about their focus on merchant bookings. By handling those payments directly, they're gaining valuable insights into traveler behavior and spending patterns.
So they're not just facilitating the transactions, they're becoming a core part of the travel experience itself.
Right. And that shift gives them a much deeper understanding of their customers, which allows them to further personalize their offers and optimize that entire travel journey.
Yeah, they're building a massive amount of data that they can then leverage to enhance their AI capabilities and further refine those connected trip offerings.
And as their AI gets more sophisticated, it will be able to personalize travel experiences in ways that we can only imagine right now.
It really seems like Booking Holdings is taking a proactive approach to shaping the future of travel. They're not just content to react to trends, they're actively driving innovation in the industry.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that makes them so fascinating to watch. They're a company that's not afraid to take risks, to invest in new technologies, and to really challenge the status quo.
And I think their Q4 results really demonstrate that commitment to growth and innovation. But as with any company, there are, of course, challenges and potential risks to consider.
Oh, of course. One of the biggest questions is whether they can actually successfully execute on this really ambitious vision for the connected trip. I mean, it's a very complex undertaking, and it requires seamless integration of all these different travel components, really robust AI capabilities, and a deep understanding of traveler behavior.
Not to mention the fact that technology is advancing so rapidly, the AI landscape is constantly evolving. Can Booking Holdings keep up with all of the latest developments and ensure that their AI stays cutting edge?
Yeah, those are all valid points. And then there's also the question of competition. Other travel giants are also investing in similar technologies, right? And they're all vying for those same travelers.
Hmm.
So Booking Holdings really needs to stay ahead of the curve to maintain their leadership position.
Yeah, it's a very dynamic industry. There's no guarantee of success for anyone.
Yeah.
But based on their Q4 performance and their strategic initiatives, it seems like they're pretty well positioned for the future.
Yeah, I agree. It'll definitely be interesting to see how their investments in AI and the connected trip experience pay off in the long run. They're definitely betting big on these technologies, and if they're successful, it could really reshape the entire travel landscape.
It's a company to watch closely, for sure. Their journey towards becoming the ultimate travel ecosystem is going to be fascinating to follow.
I agree. They're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the travel industry, and their innovations could have a huge impact on how we plan and experience travel for many years to come.
Well, this deep dive has been incredibly insightful so far.
Right.
I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of Booking Holdings' potential.
There's always more to explore. But before we wrap up, I think it's time for our This Is Not Financial Advice segment, where we throw out a completely outrageous but still plausible trade idea based on everything we've learned today.
All right, let's hear it. What wild speculation do you have for us today? All right, lay it on me. What's a trade idea?
Okay, so we've talked about how Booking Holdings is all in on AI and this connected trip idea, right? What if they take that even further and partner with like a major electric vehicle manufacturer?
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'm listening.
So picture this. You're planning a road trip. You book your flights, your hotels through booking.com like you normally would. But now, right there on the platform, you can also reserve an electric rental car.
Seamless. I like it. But where does the AI come in?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. Booking Holdings AI could create this like hyper-personalized itinerary for your road trip. It would factor in like charging station locations, your driving preferences, even real-time traffic updates to optimize your route and like minimize any range anxiety.
So it's like you've got this AI-powered road trip companion guiding you to the best charging spots, maybe finding you some scenic routes, suggesting cool restaurants or attractions along the way.
Exactly. It's the ultimate connected trip, right? It takes all the stress out of EV travel and makes it a really enjoyable experience.
Yeah. I can see the appeal for travelers, especially as electric vehicles become more and more common. But what's in it for Booking Holdings and the car company?
Well, I think it's a win-win for both of them. Booking Holdings gets to tap into that rapidly growing EV market, right? Expand their offerings beyond just flights and hotels. And the car manufacturer, they get access to Booking Holdings' huge user base and all of their global travel expertise.
Yeah, it's a pretty bold idea,
Hmm.
but I can totally see it happening. It definitely aligns with Booking Holdings' vision for that seamlessly integrated travel experience.
And it would give them a serious competitive advantage in what's becoming a really, really fast-moving market. I mean, talk about a game changer.
Okay, that officially goes on my list of crazy but maybe brilliant trade ideas. Who knows? Maybe we'll actually see it happen someday.
Yeah, you never know, right? Anything's possible these days, especially in the world of travel and technology. Booking Holdings has a history of being innovative, so I wouldn't count them out.
This has been a really insightful deep dive into Booking Holdings' Q4 earnings call. They're clearly a company that's on the move, pushing the boundaries in the travel industry.
Absolutely. They are a force to be reckoned with, for sure. Their focus on AI, that connected trip vision, and all of their strategic investments really set them up for continued success.
Any final thoughts for our listeners before we wrap up?
Just keep an eye on Booking Holdings. I think their innovations are really shaping the future of travel, and it's going to be fascinating to see what they do next.
Well said. And as always, folks, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before making any investment decisions.
Definitely. But hopefully this deep dive has given you some things to think about and maybe even sparked some potential investment ideas to explore.
Thanks for joining us on Talk Tickers. Until next time, happy travels and happy investing.